and so on. There's been overzealousness to say that ANC have reached an agreement with the DA. We don't have an agreement. We have been engaging on their issues that they've put across. But to suggest that there is an agreement between us and them is not correct. We have been engaging everybody in the GNU, including the DA. DA have had a catalog of issues, and they shift from time to time from one position to the other. And it's difficult when you are in negotiations and people leak to the media. And then there is Gulam and so on in the mix of negotiations. It now polarizes the negotiation. We need to pass the budget for the sake of South Africa, but at the same time, we need to be alive and talk to others. And that is what we are clear as the ANC. We are the largest party. We need to talk to others and all of that. It's not really concessions. It's about what has the minister presented before us. And that we think that does not address most of the concerns that people have raised in their political parties. So that's why we've been open with everyone and to engage. And we hope that we will find a solution with everyone and we'll be able to pass the budget and follow up on the concerns that other political parties, including those who are not in the GNU, have actually raised, which I think by early hours of this morning and late last night, in our engagement, I believe that we are moving close to each other. So that closeness will then be consolidated into an agreement because this is our first budget of the GNU that we need to pass. And then what that agreement will entail is going to be important for everyone to have an oversight of it and then agree on the way forward. If you engage with this process on the basis of political scoring, and then it may lead to situations where in which GNU itself, at the ultimate, given the outcome, have to be reconfigured. The ANC is committed to the GNU with all its partners, but the majority of partners is very important in relation to this GNU. The ANC have got no intention where we've got Indoni Zembe ngesilungu. The ANC is not wielding an axe that we want to cut people in the GNU. They will cut themselves out and will proceed. And that's what is important. But at the end of the day, we are committed to the country, and we are very much confident that we will cross and with a major breakthrough sometime this week going forward. That's where we actually stand. But if people come with political agendas that they want to be seen to be doing things in a different manner, it will affect the GNU in the long term, and that's what we need to understand. But as the ANC, we have shown commitment. We are working with everybody, and to find a solution to the matters of the budget. I am not privy at the present moment to talk about the inner details of the negotiations, what other parties have raised with us and so on. It will be disingenuous on our part and negotiating in bad faith. You talk to people and then thereafter you call the press conference and announce who said what and all of that. So we are moving closer to one another and with a full understanding that we need to listen to one another going forward for the sake of the country. We engaged in this GNU, as I conclude, not for ourselves, but for national interest and putting people first. And that's what is important, that everyone need to then understand. The Constitution and the laws of the country have been strengthened. Now, if you get arrested and you are accused of rape, you are not entitled to bail. I think that's what is important. Whether we can do something even more beyond that, I think it is possible to do that. Where will women and our kids be safe? When they go to the crèche, your child can be raped. When they go to school, they are exposed and all of that. So these animals, the law must grind. So we fully agree with that. And it's important that we need to deal with them harshly in terms of the law. You see, when a person is sick, rape a 7-year-old, it's not a question of consciousness that you need to convert this person. It's an animal. There's nothing you can do about that. It's not a person who can rape a 7-year-old. That's not a human being. And that's why we say AfriForum goes and defends such people. Animals, raping 7-year-old. I mean, that is even beyond animals. I don't know. It's cannibalism. So such people, the law must be harsh on them. DA will oppose the budget. Yes, we've heard them. They've said that. But we've been engaging and talking to them, even with that opposition. So we've been talking to them and talking to everybody. If they don't participate, will that have implications in restructuring GNU? Obviously, everything has got implications going forward. It does. Even those you think can be close to us have got their own conditions about what they want and should actually happen going forward. So we are here as the largest political party with the minister who have delivered the budget, and then there are issues in relation to that budget that we're debating with a host of political parties who are in the government of national unity. Lastly, the DA says the ANC is anti-poor. That's a joke. I mean, it's a fabrication that they have just concocted. They know why they are opposed to 0.5%. And they cannot be the ones who advocate for cushioning the poor and all of that. That's not the case. This is just political statement. They must come back to reality and engage with the ANC and everybody on real issues that we're confronted with. The refugee centers, that is just madness, that you can build refugee centers in a country as peaceful as South Africa and claim that people are subjected to genocide. The real genocide is happening there in the Middle East. And then that is what needs to be curtailed and even work with everybody to find a solution. So this thing that there is genocide in South Africa is a total unfounded fabrication. Yes, there was a report on Integrity Commission. Once we report to the Integrity Commission post the NEC, we will make the NEC position on this matter public. That's what we'll do. And you are correct. It was a case of Limpopo. It has been processed. The NEC have taken a decision. I will write to the Integrity Commission to inform them about the NEC decision on the matter. There were 3 recommendations, not on individuals per se, but on how the ANC can improve matters that may impact on its integrity as a party in relation to the individuals concerned. VBS is closed. I came to you, we went to an NEC meeting, we discussed VBS. I convened a press conference. I briefed you that NEC have resolved. Everyone who has been affected by VBS, if they are still in government, municipal managers and everybody must step aside if they are arrested. Okay? And that has happened. A lot of people are in court. Others have been arrested. There's even a white man who was the architect of VBS. I'm sure he's out now on parole. He went in and then quickly became a state witness and all of that. But all those kingpins have been arrested. The fundamental issue now about VBS that must be resolved with the Reserve Bank and everybody. What happens to the Magogos who invested in that scheme, in VBS, and their monies were embezzled? But over and above, the future of VBS itself, that must be addressed for the people of Bembe and so on. But as the ANC, the matter of VBS is closed. Florence was not arrested. He was put on step aside for the longest of time. The NEC resolved and did not communicate that time with the Integrity Commission about its resolution. That Florence and Denim Caesar at some point must come back. Florence came back and then was never arrested. It is correct that there are other people who were implicated, but they too were not arrested. Denim Caesar was arrested and he was put on step aside. He's still on step aside and he's on trial on VBS. All people who are implicated, who have put their hands on VBS in all municipalities across the country, we have put them on step aside as the ANC. As it is, the wheels of justice are grinding with regard to them. Others are already serving time inside. So that must be understood. We went to the NEC, we gave a report, blow by blow, province by province. Who is affected and all of that, and the NEC took a decision that these people who are implicated must be prosecuted. Right? Now we can't deal with people with prejudice. If the state does not have a case against individuals and they don't arrest them, we can't arrest them. And they've got their own case in which they have given evidence even to the Integrity Commission about what actually happened. But those, an NPA must be supported in this regard, because a lot of people are facing cases with this VBS matter. And that's where it is. And we are not harboring suspects and all of that. Should anyone be arrested, he will face the law. And that's what is happening. Newsroom, I've answered the question. DA have raised a whole lot of issues, and sometimes they are confusing. Who's raising the issues? I can't deal with faceless sources. A document is leaked. We can only we don't deal with Mzagazaka. We can only deal with what is submitted to us in terms of the discussions. And that is submitted to us in terms of the DA, you all know what it is. Dissolution, spending, and all of those things, Operation Vulindlela, all of those matters are not things that can make us not to pass the budget. As the ANC, from where we stand, those are not the issues that can make us not to. 0.5%, we move from 2% to 0.5%, but over and above that, this is not a permanent feature of our budget. Okay? We agree that we're not going to borrow. There are issues in terms of spending that they are raising. These are matters that we believe that should be discussed going forward between between us and everyone going forward. What are ANC compromises? We agree with the budget, and there are issues with regard to VAT. That has become the major issue. And we have put across solutions in relation to what must happen around that. And we are dealing with that matter with everyone else in terms of this particular issue in the process of discussions and negotiations. There are parties who said to us it's a no-no. We will not support anything with VAT and so on. Now, you can't discuss with people who just come with one issue. And then the rest, you ask, where do you stand? There is no comprehensive position on their part, but we're talking to everyone. And we're confident that at the end of the day, the budget will pass. Thank you.